The vengeance of the British justice system in the authoritarian era of two-tier Keir Starmer actually knows no bounds. The white working classes are being sent a message, shut the hell up. The journalists questioning the establishment are being sent a message too. We'll use lawfare against you if we have to. But perhaps the most disturbing case of judicial overreach so far following the Southport massacre cover-up over Axel Rudakubana has become clear this week. As paedophiles and Muslim women beaters spend not a day behind bars, a British war hero has been locked up for 2 years. 2 years for a Facebook post and, shock horror, attending a rally where Tommy Robinson, who's also a political prisoner now, had the temerity to speak. This is not justice. This is retribution. And they are different things. Darren Williams served as a soldier in Afghanistan and Iraq. He is a war hero who suffered from PTSD as a result of his experiences on the front line. His lawyer, John Allchurch, told Cardiff Crown Court the defendant is a man who has served his country in the most difficult and trying circumstances, which has resulted in him suffering an ongoing mental disorder. His crime: a couple of potentially offensive posts on Facebook and the attendance at that Tommy Robinson rally, who he later praised as an effing hero. Darren told police what was happening in the UK was affecting his mental health. He apologised for the posts and admitted that he regretted posting them. But the recorder of Cardiff, Tracy Lloyd Clark, showed no mercy, telling Darren he knew exactly what he was doing. Darren Grimes has reported about this on his brilliant Substack, writing, the same judge just a few months ago spared a convicted child rapist from prison, citing overcrowding. Yes, you read that right. A man who raped a child was let off with a suspended sentence, while a veteran suffering from PTSD is banged up for venting online. What does this say about our priorities? What does it say about a justice system that considers a keyboard warrior more dangerous than a predator? This isn't justice, it's political persecution. Our very own Father Calvin Robinson added, why do they keep letting off child abusers and locking up people for social media posts? It's almost as if the elite is made up of free speech hating paedophiles. Meanwhile, elsewhere in two-tier Britain, it has been revealed today that the Essex police at the centre of the Alison Pearson row have not investigated a controversial imam who called for Zionists to be destroyed. Here's what the lovely Sheikh Shams ad-Duda Muhammad had to say.
اللهم أهلك الصهاينة الذين يقاتلون أولياءك ويصدون عن سبيلك اللهم خذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر يا رب العالمين وأنزل عليهم بأسك الذي لا ترده عن القوم المجرمين اللهم منزل الكتاب ومجري السحاب سريع الحساب هازم الأحزاب اهزم العدو يا ذا الجلال والإكرام اهزم العدو يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وانصر مجاهديهم ضدهم يا رب العالمين ويا أكرم الأكرمين اللهم ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين اللهم ارحم.
Just to repeat that in English. O Allah, destroy the Zionists who fight your allies and obstruct your path. O Allah, seize them with a mighty and powerful grip, O Lord of the worlds, and unleash upon them your punishment that cannot be repelled by the criminal people. Yet Alison is being terrorised for calling a group of Jew haters, post-October the 7th. And yesterday, Starmer made it very clear that for all his weasel words, he actually supports this police action.
Just moving on to freedom of speech, you said in 2013 when you DPP, there's a lot of stuff out there on social media, it's highly offensive, it's put down on a spontaneous basis pretty quickly. In your view then as DPP was those remarks don't need to be prosecuted. So why are the police going after people who tweet? It seems a bit mad given the scale of crimes and the pressure on policing.
Well, I think it's for the police really to deal with their operational matters. Sometimes it is important. We had very serious issues of people inciting violence when we had that terrible disorder over the summer. But look, by and large, I think that without telling the police what to do, they should concentrate on what matters most to the communities that they're policing.
And that's keeping the streets safe. I mean,
The Labour MP, Graham Singer, questioned this Stasi-like police behaviour in PM Hughes today, but it's very obvious that the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, is not prepared to give Alison Pearson full-throttled support. Watch.
My right honourable friend has come under intense scrutiny from the press at different times. She must have found it very difficult. A press free to scrutinise politicians is absolutely vital in a free society and a democracy. Is she as concerned as I am about the Stasi-like interview that was given to Alison Pearson, the Daily Telegraph journalist, a week last Sunday? And does she agree with me that the Essex Police Force and other police forces would be better trying to deal with shoplifting, burglaries and other crimes rather than intimidating journalists?
I thank my honourable friend for that question. And also, it is incredibly important around free speech and our press. It's part of our democracy, but it's also in direct response to his question. Of course, police are independent and it's a live investigation, and therefore it wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment on that. But I do believe that we should have a free press. It's part of our democracy, and we should have free speech. But with that comes responsibility of those that do it.
So keep that.
Well, you saw what she meant there, didn't you? Our once great country, under this sham Labour government, is in deep, deep trouble. Now, the outsider. Oh, Father Calvin Robinson, it is so good to have you. I, of course, had you on the first ever Outspoken, and here we are, episode number 100. And isn't it fascinating, Calvin, to think what has happened to our country over the course of these 100 shows? It has changed in a terrifying manner. And surely the jailing of a PTSD war hero by a judge who doesn't believe that paedophiles should be put behind bars says it all.
And I was on your show on the radio. I was one of the first guests on your show on television, and of course one of your first guests on your independent media platform. And I feel like over the last few years we've watched the world turn inside out and upside down around us. But thankfully you're now able to speak the truth without any filter, without any off-communists stepping on your toes. It's been wonderful watching this platform grow, and Outspoken is a blessing on the United Kingdom. So thank you for doing what you're doing.
I couldn't have done it without you, Calvin, so thank you so much. And I do think it is fascinating, isn't it, when you think about the stories that are being ignored by the mainstream media, and there's no real coverage of what's happened to this war hero. Stand by, much more from Lady Colin Campbell in just one moment. First, though, digestive issues are caused by a potential toxin that's in all of the, quote, healthy foods that scientists have been telling us to eat with a fraudulent food pyramid for the longest time. And this potential toxin causes digestive issues. According to Dr. Gundry, a world-renowned cardiologist, this is affecting millions of people nationwide. Warning signs include weight gain and fatigue and digestive discomfort and stiff joints, even skin problems. Well, Dr. Gundry explains these side effects are often mistaken for normal signs of aging because digestive issues develop usually over a matter of years and sometimes even decades. I can assure you that the damage is probably caused by these health foods, and it's far from normal. The good news is you can easily help fix the problem from your own home. It's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain this hidden potential toxin. So you can find this yourself at gutcleanseprotocol.com/outspoken. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/outspoken. I've put the link in our show notes on YouTube and Rumble too. Because after years of research, Dr. Gundry has decided to release an informative video to the public, free and uninterrupted, showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. Go find that video at gutcleanseprotocol.com/outspoken and click on the link in the description box below.
Media have an approved narrative. We keep saying these words, approved narrative. I'm not sure who approves them, but there certainly is an agreed narrative amongst the elite. And every single one of these cases, whether it's this case, whether it's Axel, whether it's Alison, it doesn't matter what this case is, whether it's Tommy Robinson, whatever the case is, the mainstream media, the police, the judges, the politicians, they all sing from the same exact hymn sheet, and the rest of the British public is left wanting. There's no transparency anymore. There's no free press, so there's no journalistic integrity. They don't want to get the information out there to the people because they're, for some reason, holding back the truth. They're not always lying to us, but they are always hiding something. And I think people are getting to the point now where they're going to stop tuning in to the mainstream media. I mean, TV is already dying, the newspapers are already dying, but people are going to stop tuning into the mainstream media. They're going to stop listening to their politicians, but also they're going to lose respect and trust in the police and the judges. The judicial system, the legal system is crumbling as a result of the agreed narrative.
Calvin, can't you lie by omission? Can't the mainstream media present a completely skewed picture because, for example, they haven't spoken about the Southport massacre cover-up, the lies about Axel Rudakabana? They haven't spoken about what they know to be true about Keir Starmer's family.
Right. It's fascinating, isn't it? I still don't know if our Prime Minister is having an affair. I still don't know if the Southport killer is a Mohammedan and or a first or a second generation immigrant. I don't know so many of these nuggets of information about what's happening in our society. And it's important that we as ordinary everyday citizens know the truth. You're right, absolutely right, that they can lie through omission. Our duty is always to tell the truth, to always speak the truth. And sometimes by not speaking it at all, we are lying by omission.
Because this week it was actually Tommy Robinson behind bars via the brilliant independent journalist who I know you're friends with, Lewis Brackpool,
good man,
who revealed that Axel Rudakabana is attending mosque at Belmarsh prison. Now, I'm sorry, that revelation, Calvin, is not in contempt of court. And it is so clearly in the public interest, yet it has not been followed up by any of the mainstream media.
I find it hilarious that it was just last week we were talking about, they were saying that Tommy Robinson's not a journalist and they were trying to impede on his rights because they didn't think he was a journalist. However, he's the only one that's getting information to us and he's doing it from prison, for goodness sake. He's sat in his jail cell telling us more than the police, the judges, the mainstream media and the politicians. Once again, they are all in cahoots covering up the truth and we've got to rely on a chap sitting in his jail cell to tell us what's going on. He's more of a journalist than any of them, I can tell you that.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.